Start moving everything around too now that we're getting into that. Yep, that should be good. Have TeamSpeak up in that box. Let me make sure my plugin's on for TFAR. Yep, I just heard the beep. But there's a lot I want to get done today for a lot of special events going forward, so we can have, you know, pay for pain prepped and start taking pre-orders next week. Checkpoint RP, I pushed back a little bit because there was another event I said I might cover like a few weeks ago. It's one of those check ops where I'll spectate. I have no idea what they're saying, but we get to watch what they're doing, and I think it gives us a unique aspect of truly we don't know what's going on, and we can just enjoy watching the warfare itself, which is just me personally. I see. All right. Let me put the prediction up because this is where it's going to get interesting here. Now that I get to see the map, I can commentate on it. So blue 4... up for Russia. Let's do 20 minutes. Why is it having an error of make? Oh, did Don already make it? Yeah, that's why. Okay. Don's beating me to it. Thanks. I clicked it and it's like error, and I'm like, wait, what? What is the title wrong? Like, what did I do this time? But all right. So, simple premise. Ilbanek is also in the channel here. If you, he made the mission, or she. Ilbanek, I actually have no idea who. I'm it. Ilbanek is it now. Okay. Twitch is actually a little anal about that, but regardless, do you sound like a girl? Yes. I don't know. I don't remember.
Seriously?
Yes. That sounds pretty feminine, my friend.
Oh my god. No, my voice right now.
You just jumped in the TeamSpeak channel. Bye, buddy. It's Itbanek? I thought it was Ilbanek because it's an IL. That's not a T. Wait, how do you say your name, Benek? Oh, gosh, whatever. Blue 4 starts up there. I'll wait for him to yell at me somewhere. Op 4 is going to start down here. There are 3 different defensive zones, whatever. Okay, I'll work with it. Female Itbanek, let's go. Okay, so there are 3 different zones. These zones have to be held by either side after a certain amount of time has expired. I believe it's 25, 45, and 70 minutes. I could be wrong. No, it's not 70. Zone 3 can be held by the end of the game, but I believe it's cap zone 1 is... Barb, I'm going to strangle you. Cap zone 1 is 25 minutes. Ilbanek, please correct me on these. Cap zone 2 is 45 minutes, and cap zone 3 is by the end of the game. Basically, whoever holds the zone after a certain amount of time has passed by, that side will get the points. 45, 70, and end. That's it. Okay, so I was given too much time there. So 45 minutes for zone 1, 70 minutes for zone 2, end of game for zone 3. Zone 3 is significantly larger. But this also means that Op 4, because they have BTRs and a tank, they're going to be a lot more defensive here. Blue 4 have a bunch of Humvees that are armed, some transport Humvees, and a UH-60. Blue 4, I believe, is the only side that has medics, but they are dedicated to a medical team. Op 4, I don't think, have any medics of this sort, so as attrition passes by, it's a lot more dangerous to... note that. So by the end of the game, we'll probably only see a mere fraction of the entirety of the force. Because operations like these, Blue 4 has to make a move on either Zone 1 or Zone 2. Ilbanek, is there a supremacy bonus? Because I didn't actually see one on either side. I thought I only saw it as pure point values. Red 4 have a medic in each squad as combat. Okay, so Blue 4 are getting that as a handicap. But they have an air asset, but Op 4 is playing defense. It's kind of favoring Op 4, if you ask me. Especially since these bridges could be held as choke points, which I guess makes sense for Blue 4 to have the helicopter then, but, you know, one squad, especially... So that brings an interesting question. Does Blue 4 even go for Zone 1, or do they try to sneak around, get to Zone 2, and set up a defensive position? And then how much should Op4 commit to Zone 1? If Blue 4 might be planning something, because Blue 4 have the helicopter to do the scouting. There's a lot of different ways this round could be played. Strange. Angel, I'm doing alright. Hope you're doing okay. Well, what side am I playing at, right? Op4. Yeah, right? You're betting on yourself, I bet. Anyway, again, hydrate and hydrate commands are on. You'll know the difference if you look at them. But I'm going to be perfectly honest. This does lean a little bit to Op4. I could see Blue 4 doing a little bit of cheeky maneuvering, but they're going to have to bypass Zone 1. I don't really see any other way for them to get that done properly. I'm going to tab out 1 second and actually look at these commands. Give me one moment here. Yeah, Zone 5 is, Zone 1 is worth 5 points. Zone 2 is worth 4 points. Zone 3 is worth 3 points. And then you have the supremacy bonus at the end. So if one side wins Zone 1 and Zone 2, they basically win the game. Even if they lose all their forces, they win the game based off of those point values. So, if that's the case, Op4 just needs to set a defensive line, probably a major force in Zone 1 and a minor force in Zone 2. Send a BTR squad up to that bridge. Potentially send a BTR squad up to that bridge, but knowing OFCRA, they will go for wide, elaborate flanks. But Op4 has 6 BTRs. Now, you can't have people... There's a twist mid-game. Okay. That scares me. There has to be some sort of twist to happen, because, I mean, realistically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could have a BTR cover every single bridge. My favorite animal, I mean, goats aren't my personal favorite. It's more of just a meme that happened. I do adore goats these days, I think because it's been hammered into me, but wolves or dolphins are pretty awesome too. I feel like I'm in kindergarten again. This dinosaur is my favorite. Sorry, tangent, but I mean, this had to have been approved because there is a balancing factor. I'll be curious to see what that is, Ilbanek, but it feels like the game itself is just built around Zone 1 and Zone 2. So I'll be curious about that twist. Because that first hour will go through with 10 minutes left to still take Zone 2. So I'm curious to see what's going to end up happening. And yeah, Angel, we still have plenty of prediction time, so we'll go in there, I'll review everything, and we'll go in from there. Which Arma game has the best soundtrack? That's really difficult to say, because you also have to consider, like, every Arma game has always had, you know, some music passing through it, or at least, no, maybe I'm thinking of Arma 3's This Is War song, where they've had a lot of variations of it and remixes as they release everything. I don't know. There were some songs I really, really liked in Arma 2. But something that I always do like to watch is Band Ink's parody of This Is War, where he has all of the Op4 guys duding around. That's one of my favorites. But in terms of actual games, I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember, because I haven't touched any of the Arma games other than Arma 3 for a while. I've just been so busy with it, so I'm not the best person to ask that question. Yeah, no, I was thinking that, though, too. Arma 2 Operation Arrowhead has some really good desert music, in my opinion, for that whole campaign. That was pretty good. Just, I guess it was a synthesizer or something. But it was pretty good in that overall. But good luck, Ilbanek. We'll see how your team does. How Liru gets so good at YouTube? Luck. And right now, YouTube is kicking my ass right now, and there's no reason that I can find for it. So that luck's kind of run out. But I'm big enough of a channel that even though I'm getting throttled to high hell, I still incrementally gain subs, which I'm happy with. But I'm just a little annoyed that the income dried up a bit. But it was to be expected. YouTube never stays the same, which is a shame. But I had a good 8 months of getting a good bit of money.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so that's the sound of
Yeah,
everyone getting thrown into T-FAR there. We will be listening to the local comms, but I'm going to go ahead and start with Blue 4 here. So for Blue 4, they have 6 armed M2 Humvees. They have a command MRAP. So we see 2 of those armed M2 Humvees, 2 of them over there and 2 of them there, and then they have 2 transport Humvees as well. Basically, for their entire squad, they get a transport Humvee and an armed Humvee. This M2, 100 rounds, it can tear through the BTRs, can't do anything about the tank, though. Blue 4 appears to have, in terms of their standard squad, we see a 249. I saw a Mark 11 with a nice scope on it and bipod. We see 320 on ACOG M4. By the way, this is a multi-community event, so you will hear people speaking their native languages, such as French, Czech, you name it. There's even some Polish around here somewhere. Otherwise, yep, so basically M4s, 249s, Mark 11 is the marksman, and the AT system is going to be a Maz. I can only assume that his assistant, who I believe will be another guy with a backpack, probably this guy, will also have some additional rounds for the Maz, probably 2 or 3 more AT. I doubt we'll see any HE rounds because they did remove the HE and the HE frag rounds of the tank itself, but leaving it only to AP. So we'll see how that goes. And then Flip for Flap is going to be commanding. Really quick, going through the roster here again. Flip for Flap commanding Skyline, Venus 2IC. We got Mr. White, Rick Hunter, Jonathan Murdy, Foosh, and Manshot, head honcho for OFCRA. Under Alpha 1-1, Alpha 1-3 has FAWR with Bruno joining them. We got more members of FAWR with Bob Winchester under Alpha 4. Alpha 5 has Audie, Corral, Howell, Kolneb, Defi, Cryozon, and I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that, guys. I'm so sorry. Regardless, I think these are some newer faces though, within OFCRA. I do know they added a few new communities over the past few weeks, so it's great to see new faces. Then we got Demovar, Swallow, Roy the Camper, Lemur? Tongue-tied. Some Nor guys, Shay, and Fact of the House Logic. Shay, Fact of the House, 2 really, really good players in my opinion. But a lot of these guys here, again, everyone I've mentioned that I know of, especially FAWR, they can pack a serious punch. Parthius, Nubass, and Bluck under Alpha 2-2. I think I skipped over Alpha 2-1. We got NASA, who's my liaison to these events. Shrimp 2, Kerrigan, Fury Gamer, James Ryder, Ivno, and Gaten in there as well. And then Reserve Squad, some extras join in. PHK, Tackle, Rizbo, Kahoo, and Haptumen. So the reason I point out that everyone's a really good player within OFCRA is because in Friday Night Fights, a lot of people bet on who they see. They bet on Scandi Recon, they bet on Papega Pirates, they bet on where Stark is, they bet on where Falcon is, they bet where all of the really, really good players are within FNF because they will shift the tide of battle if they can. Not always, but they have a really good chance to do so. OFCRA, I don't recommend you bet on a single person because there's so many good players here that I want to say like 75% to 70% of the player base here will literally wipe an entire squad if they get lucky enough, to the point where they're all kind of competing with each other to be that one lucky enough to get into the position to wipe everyone. They have that ability that Papega does. They have that ability that Scandi Recon does, that individual players like Stark, Bay, you name it, to literally change the tide of the game. So you can't really bet on individual players here because they are just that good individually. The skill gap, I would say, is a little higher. So now we got the UH-60. It's an unarmed UH-60 meant for medevacing, and okay, that's... Wait a minute. So MP7s and a 249 para.
Oh my god, look at you.
Okay. And I think these guys are the medics here because they have the different camo. So that's an interesting call for Blue 4, but All right, we'll roll with it. Now let's go ahead and look at OPFOR here. OPFOR are going to be your Russian Armed Federation, RAF, which I saw that and thought they were British for a hot second because RAF is usually aside to the British. But otherwise, we have AK-74s, RPG-7s. I saw an SVD. Is that a PKM? Yeah, it's a PKM.
Over here.
And I think I just heard Falcon's voice somewhere. At least I thought I did. But otherwise, I got medics per squad level. Crewmen get a AK-74U, which is the carbine version. Alright. But OPFOR, otherwise, they get a single BTR, so 6 BTRs total, and then they get the T-72 and the command vehicle for the command group. That T-72 is all the way up here. Again, it's AP. It only has AP shells for the main gun. They removed its HE-AT and HE shells for balance. But otherwise, going through the roster real quick, we got Despo commanding, Kilo, Doyle, Cheeseburger Smith, and Denio, new name there, under Alpha 1-2. Alpha 1-3 has Cali S, Johnny Depp, Bishop, Ezio, who is on the multi, by the way, Juno, who's also on the multi, new name there, and Benares. Some really good players there as well. I believe Ilbanek is also somewhere on the OPFOR roster. He's part of that multi as well. RAF, Royal Air Force, that's it. Pogo underscore, one of the really, really good players, I would say, within this framework here. Manblue, Sir Nancy, Nortz, Viper, and Pens. Also on OPFOR here, we got Montana, Diablo, Malgrim, Settler, Zymek, Admech, and Damix here. Skipu, Solik, Vexen, Giovanni, and Pingus, the guys we also see in FNF all the time, under OPFOR as well. Sixhor, Andre, Joda, Ziki, Seal, and Ilbanek. There he is, under OPFOR, and then the tank crew is Roland and Barrows. So I see Ziki on today. I did not see Zixme. I would say out of everyone noteworthy, those two are two of the top players within OFCRA, period, so they're always noteworthy. But in a group of people where everyone is really skilled, those two have been the two consistently able, between past events of me covering OFCRA for over a year, to get behind multiple squads at a time and just get kills in the double digits. Especially Ziki. Ziki, if you let him off the leash, he will go through, especially in an urban, any jungle or CQC urban environment, he will outmaneuver any squad and just start picking them off with single headshots in quick succession. And the only thing that brings him down is the fact that other players are also as good to, quickly turn around and engage him, but he will time his engagements to the point he will be able to pick off individual people until he wipes the entire squad. But in a methodical way he'll intentionally pick certain targets that are on the outliers of a formation instead of the center, because if someone drops in the center of your formation, you're probably going to notice compared to someone on the wide flank on the outlier of it. And he is just very methodical with all of that. Now, where is Falcon? Falcon is... Oh, there he is. All right, so he's up for 2IC. So I know a few of you like to bet Falcon. Yeah. There you go. And, I mean, Ilbanek made this mission and he went OP4. So, might be something in that. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at Zone 1 here. Zone 1 is the hospital area. No, it's behind the hospital area. It's this building. It's a medical center. Okay, which is also a hospital. Okay. In that case, I mean, there's a lot of access entry points to this building, a lot of ways to lock things down. That is quite interesting indeed. I've actually used this building for an underground composition during the Gulf Coast 506 zombie campaign, which was quite interesting in that regard. Zone 2 is going to be, looks like this building here specifically, which we see in a lot of PvP events. You can enter some of the floors. It has this plus cross intersection up here, and then the rooftop has a few rooms that you can enter on the side in as well. Specifically back here. And then the ground floor also has all this gated stuff, this little corner as well. Not a bad building to hold, but has a really thin perimeter. Really what you're going to see any defending faction do is not just hold the actual structure itself, but the outline areas to try to stop anyone from coming into the area itself. And then Zone 3 is this generic castle area. It's got a few nice little prison areas here as well. But otherwise, this will be probably the easiest AO to defend, which is why it's also the largest marked on the map, with some of that area being on the outskirts of the terrain itself. But with all of these little choke points that you see here, now they do have enhanced movement, so they are able to scale these rocks if they want to. But you would hope that the choke points would be held and the perimeter would be done. However, with that being the third AO that they have to cover, it's going to be unlikely that either forest has a sufficient amount of infantry to fully hold that one position. Now, again, to go over everything, Zone 1, if it's held within the first 45 minutes of game, now this is going to be 45 plus 8, because there's an 8-minute safe start, so that would be at the 53 mark. Whoever has more forces in the zone by the 53-minute mark will win their side 5 points. Zone 2 gets cashed in at the 70-minute mark, and that's worth 4 points. Zone 3, worth 3 points, and then the supremacy bonus of if you knock out all of your opposing force but 5 people. So if Op 4 is down to 5 people or less, Blue 4 gets 3 points. If Blue 4 gets down to 5 players or less, Op 4 gets 3 points. But really the main game is going to be Zone 1 and Zone 2, because if one side is able to take Zone 1 and Zone 2, they've already won. Now this is quite interesting because we see one vehicle steaming ahead here. That is literally a full squad of guys here. Despo and Falcon instead took a BTR, realizing that Blue 4 might try to rush in. And you already see that helicopter coming in for a close landing. This Gaz doing its best to steam along. Do they have an AT guy to potentially snipe that UH-60? UH-60 is just going to be able to land. Hold up. Oh, they should have stopped, grabbed that RPG guy, and had him snipe the chopper. Oh, that would have been deadly. Otherwise, Blue 4 dismounting a full squad on the rooftop up here. Op 4 being really risky. They're steaming around. Royd quickly running up there because he has AT. Now, I gotta wonder if the UH-60 is gonna go pick up more guys. We do have a few left back at base here, so it could. And now you got Op 4 basically driving in the underpass area, trying to get to the southern side of the town to redeploy. Blue 4 need to consider getting out of this area. You see, wow, the BTR is firing from quite a range away. There's 3 different, in the tracer script we have, there's 3 different measures of velocity that the bullets are going. Red means it's going at full speed. Green means it's starting to reduce speed, and blue means it's significantly reduced its muzzle velocity, so it does a lot less damage on impact. To compare it, at red, let's say for argument's sake, you get a large velocity wound. At green, you would probably get a medium wound, and then blue, you would probably get a small wound. And that affects how many bandages it takes to heal a certain wound, how quickly you heal the wound, stuff like that. So I'm a little worried about Blue 4 because these vehicles are going to storm past right here, and they're BTRs, they're tanks. We need to see the AT guy hunkered this area down to snipe the vehicles coming in, because if he doesn't, not only is that a missed opportunity, but everything else is going to go down. And we can hear their local comms. But this is such a wasted opportunity to not have your AT guy right here to be able to snipe these vehicles as they come in, because that can also jam the road and make it harder for Op 4 to push their stuff in. But Op 4 now bypassing this Blue 4 force. I think they're going to try to lock down the MSRs. So far, I don't think any either side has taken a casualty. Nope, I lied. In fact, the house got taken out right here in the skirmish down there. I'm going to go ahead and tab out real quick to mute myself, just so we don't hear local comms, because when people die, they enter a spectator channel, which I'll be able to hear them, and some people that get a little more annoyed about getting killed will sometimes start shouting profanities, and it's pretty funny, but we want to not anger our Twitch overlords. So Op 4 has control of the zone, Blue 4 on the Doning Hospital. Op 4 deploying all around in a bit of a weird formation here. Not one I was truly expecting. We do see a BTR going up to this other bridge, as I predicted. Blue 4 also playing defensive on their own side. I don't see why Blue 4 would play defensive. they have no reason to do so because they have to rush into OFCRA territory to take the objectives. What I'm curious about now is where is Blue 4's AT men that I saw? It's Royd over here. Royd should be... I think he's missed his opportunity, actually, because it looks like the rest of the vehicles are just setting up defensive for Zone 2. And this vehicle's actually crossing. I wouldn't have recommended that. I think they should have stayed put, been on an overwatch position, and just hunkered this bridge down. But now you got Blue 4. I think they're holding for the rest of the formation to catch up. And they're going to drive right in. So another fear that OFCRA has to deal with is the potential of Blue 4 just keeping all their units together and just doing a unified push on one direction to basically steamroll through whatever light force OFCRA puts down. But OFCRA would need to then be quick enough to call all of its other forces back to encircle that Blue 4 force and take them out. Otherwise, OFCRA is going to be defeated in detail. I also just noticed that BTR has its tow rope out. They're dismounting up here, but it's not going to be quick enough. But they could eventually, eventually attempt a bit of a rear attack, possibly even an encirclement with all these forces out here. But there's already been a few misplays. We got pretty much a Blue 4 convoy coming in here. OFCRA is going to hear it coming. They got the RPG ready. Neil going prone instead. If he were to move up there, he could potentially get a vehicle snipe. Instead, he's going to pull back. Got to be careful not to backblast his buddy there. Fires an RPG. I think it was just short. And now you got these Humvees pulling away, realizing that there's an RPG right there. Another one, I think it hit the Humvee. It might have hit the bush. But the gunner is dead up there. No, it's Rick, and he's only knocked unconscious. But again, Blue 4 don't have medics at this level. You got the BTR now pushing up to provide assistance. But Blue 4's formation seems a little lost. What is Falcon doing? Is he going to actually try to pick people off from the hospital? Oh, this cheeky little bastard. He's got an SVD too. He could. Unfortunately, his bullets are obscured by that window. See that T-FAR animation going too. Now you hear the UH-60 flying overhead. OFCRA firing at a dismounting group of Blue 4. Managed to kill one, knock out another. Great spot by that BTR. A third one going down, and he's dead. KPTV knocking out the fourth guy. But with no squad side medics, anyone that's down is pretty much screwed. Bit of a misplay there by Blue 4. These are the guys that drove past and took AT fire. They didn't allow enough cover from that hill, and they were taken out. Blue 4's Southern Force trying to set up a defensive line here, but it's not enough. Whale is up. I think he's going to play dead for a moment because you can still hear that engine going. He'll probably quickly try to bandage himself because he knows if he moves, he's dead. So 3 dead Blue 4 in that group. OFCRA winning the early engagements here. Falcon now trying to pick people off. He got one. And Royd now quickly getting down. But now Blue 4 pretty much are stuck up here, not able to do much until that main Blue 4 force comes in. Falcon, he has an SVD. He could lock down that entire force as long as he keeps moving to different windows. Now you got this force contending with each other. BTR slowly turning. That could allow this Blue 4 group to then flank and potentially get close and eliminate that position, but they need to work with this other team because they're already pulling back because that BTR is turning. We're seeing a wide-angle suppression by the BTR. That's making Blue 4 pull back, so already Blue 4 doing quite a few misplays here. Not playing onto what OFCRA was doing. And I think if Blue 4 had a bit of a better time understanding what was going on, they could have set up an AT guy here and sniped 2 of those BTRs coming in. That would have allowed Blue 4 much more time to actually push in here and take this first position, but it was a bit of a misplay. I think just because they didn't think it was going to happen like that. Hey, Lolo, how you doing? I'm really surprised we have not seen any of these M2 Humvees try to charge in and take the BTRs out yet. They've been playing very, very defensively. But a Humvee, it's a very mobile asset. You have to play it more aggressively because any vehicle that has 4 wheels and has a good amount of speed by it with a fast-firing MG with a lot of ammo is pretty much built to be quickly moving and just spray something down. So that Moz, I thought I saw it hit, but I guess it didn't. I'm not seeing any impacts on this BTR. I guess it was just short. But you would see like a little darkened spot indicating it got hit, but that appears to not be the case. Now you got the 50 cal moving up. It's starting to pick off infantry. KPTV fired. So a decent pickoff there for OFCRA. They wanted to, they could have the medic smoke and potentially pull back, but that BTR, it's managing 2 different forces here. I would recommend they pull back because they know there's 2 separate forces here. They need to either call for support for another force to flank one of these 2 forces, otherwise they risk being attacked by 2 different forces and getting enfilade fire on. So another Moz round go out. That was a miss. Came from this direction. They're actively taking AT fire, though. They're just not reacting to it. You got a guy that's hot up there. There's a 1-3-6 fire. Another knockout on Cheeseburger. Yeah, this force is just going to get overwhelmed by being engaged from 2 separate angles here because of a stubbornness not to move it, pull out, essentially. Yeah, right-o, Lolo. Now, Doyle is the medic. He could get these guys back up. Another guy administering first aid. What they should be doing is popping smoke. That BTR should pull back. They should load the guys in the BTR and just pull out of this zone and let other OPFOR forces come in to continue to slow Blue 4 down. In my opinion. But that's understanding that player bases have perfect comms and coordination, and that is almost never the case. Falcon, meanwhile, he's pulled back. I guess realizing that his angle was locked down. I think he still only got that 1 kill because that other guy died in the original firefight there. So he's just trying to find better angles. Shay is a really good shooter, though. Falcon just tried to take a shot at Shay. It was short, though, unfortunately. Yeah, so these guys still under heavy fire here, not realizing that they're being kicked off. And you got Hot here still putting shots on it. These guys, I think, are realizing they're under fire. Now you might start seeing some smoke grenades going out. Really great bounce on that smoke. Will it billow out enough, though? I don't think so, based off that angle. Now you're having the BTR. It might potentially back up and cover. No. So I'd assume Neil is stabilized. And it just, he's slowly getting his blood back. And meanwhile, you're seeing more Blue 4 starting to trickle in. OFCRA doesn't have a lot of guys specifically on this attack, though. Here we go. Second BTR is pushing up to assist this group instead of flanking, probably because, yeah, this has turned into a one-on-one fight because this Blue 4 force pulled back. So I think they're coming in to now check that area to sweep them. That's understandable. Because the BTR is still blindly suppressing over there. But Blue 4 is now starting to rally forces. And OPFOR doesn't have a lot of defenders here. This is a bit worrisome for OPFOR. We have a lot of forces trickling in. Blue 4 still has a big chunk of dudes on reserve. I guess to go take Zone 2, but I don't know. Blue 4 just has a lot of guys out in various areas. They also have a force right here at the East Point Resort. But where is Falcon at this point? He's trying to get up on this building so he can potentially have overwatch on anyone in the hospital trying to shoot down at the other hospital building. I don't know. Op4 are doing a really good job of just locking down the two zones, and Blue 4, they clearly have some forces in reserve. I think this is going to eventually come to Zone 3. But again, if Zone 1 and Zone 2 are taken by Op4, there is no way, points-wise, for Blue 4 to win unless there is, you know, a random new objective that comes out. So the medic was just picked off there as well. They're going to need that other squad medic to come up and assist them at this point. Howell just has this position really well locked down with a freaking holograph sight. That's great marksmanship to pick off 3 people. Seen some explosives being lobbed up here. Falcon looks like he's running around trying to find another position. That BTR right here, though, it's definitely keeping that area locked down. I would say Blue 4's best bet is to maneuver this squad over to the northeast of this structure and attack from the underpass direction. Maybe even more east so they can flank that BTR, because this group should be able to radio in that the BTR is suppressing them. You also have the reserve squad starting to come in. A big Op4 force coming around right here. That's about 1 squad's worth. And then these guys kind of left on reserve back here, I guess, to halt this QRF that's coming in, because these guys already swept through that area, realize there's no Blue 4 group. I'm just wondering, at what point does Op4 start pulling more forces over? Because they've got forces set up in a blocking position, realizing that they can't hold these bridges, and Blue 4 might try to come in behind them. So far, I'm not really thrilled with either side's tactics, to be honest. More so, I guess I prefer Op4's because of how well they're playing these two objectives, but it's also a matter of they both have a limited amount. Really, I'm just annoyed with how much Blue 4's keeping in reserve, but it looks like they're going to go for another helicopter play with that reserve group. And then you have 2 guys slowly walking in, FAWR. Looks like that other BTR found the Blue 4 guys, killed 1. Audi now trying to roll down, get a little bit of cover from right here. And Howell also got spotted and picked off. That's why you don't want to stay in a position for too long. Now Falcon, he's in this office building. He might try to climb to the roof. Very risky to make that play, though, because that'll put him parallel with this group. He could be immediately picked off. So I think he's trying to pick off people from down here instead, realizing that if he goes a little higher, he'll be visible by everyone. Hydrate and hydrate. You got it. Yeah, Blue 4 go into the resorts instead of the operation for some quick R&R. So I think they just breached and cleared and shot Falcon in the arm. Yeah, Falcon, he can't move because of that body in the way. These guys are getting GL'd to death. So they brought attention to Falcon. There's the Mons taking out the BTR there. Falcon's probably yelling at them right now, like, why did you bring attention to me? He shut the door. Oh, he's probably yelling at these two. That's funny. So now you have this group. Instead, they're pushing around this different angle. You got Despo taking some pot shots. He's Op4 command, though. He doesn't want to go down just yet. And Blue 4, they have a full group in that helicopter. I don't know where they're deploying to. Tank is coming around, though, for Op4. It would be too late to field that tank into this AO, though. It needs to get an overwatch position. If it risks coming over, it better be sniped on that damn overpass. So Despo doing his best to hold against this pushing group, firing at this Blue 4 group, but still running. I like how Op4 is doing its best with a few units playing as just simple harassing elements as we have these other forces kind of sweeping on the rear. Looks like that other blue 4 guy was found and eliminated. Yep. Howell hasn't woken up yet. This OPFOR group staying on the hill. It needs to fold in at this point. Because OPFOR, they only have a handful of defenders left because a few of them pushed in over here. Yes, Grin. We do it every Thursday and every Friday. Friday has 6 rounds. Thursday only has 1, but it's a longer round. And then sometimes we do some special stuff on the weekends if I'm asked to participate. Great GL there on Diablo. He's forced to pull back. So we're seeing OPFOR trying to find some hilltop positions to snipe at Blue 4 who are deployed on top of that building. But if OPFOR doesn't fold in more units here, it's only a matter of time before they're all taken out. By the way, OPFOR does have a script where if you go to the base of a structure, you can actually go on top of it. Falcon's got to be careful, though. He's about to run right into a reserve group of people if he's not careful. So Diablo's the medic. Settler's not getting back up. We need to see more OPFOR fold in, because otherwise Blue 4 will be able to overpower the small defensive group and pretty much take this zone. OPFOR's risking a BTR crossing. So again, if Blue 4, they have control of the hospital building, if their AT guy sets up his AT right here, he will be able to snipe any BTR that comes by. And I think this BTR is, again, going to be able to push by, because with the rain, it's really hard to tell if those Vics are coming. Now you got OPFOR sweeping that remaining compound. Some still on the hill, sniping at dudes. Ah, Falcon looks like he figured it out. Did some bandaging up here. He stabilized himself. Possibly some wounds reopened. Some fire back here, maybe because I think they see maybe Howell woke up and was taken out, because I do see him dead up there. But with his reserve squad breaching in, I don't think OPFOR has a chance now at this point. We might see a counter-attack from the north. We also have this group over here. With a chunk, we could see a nice encirclement of the AO. Timing-wise, there's still like 27 minutes for this to work out. But it's anyone's game. I just feel bad for the original OPFOR force coming in, not really receiving a lot of backup here. But now you got Falcon. He's in a really good spot, in all honesty. If he just goes up there, takes a shot occasionally, and maneuvers, he should be fine. But now you're seeing this group engaging OPFOR as they were potentially trying to pull out of this zone. AT going in, blowing up their vehicle. And cook-off from it knocks Montana out. Bob Winchester, he got hit. Falcon trying to double tap. He's going to see Swola up there and gets a single headshot on him. Great shot by Falcon. I really don't understand what I'm hearing up here. Did another Blue 4 group drive in down here? Why is there a cable-tied dude? What? You know what? I'm not going to question it. Welcome to, yeah, they're shooting at him thinking he's a guy. It's because his ragdoll's glitched out. But yeah, Diablo is the last guy over here. He is the medic. He might be able to get him up, but there's just too many Blue 4 guys around. Falcon now taking fire. He's calling over on the radio to mention these OPFOR guys. I'm not sure if he noticed he took fire. Checking his inventory again. He's got to be careful because he will eventually run out of ammo. And Diablo is taken out from the hospital wing. Now, OPFOR have no one alive in the zone. Now, for OFCRA compared to FNF, for FNF objectives, if you get knocked out, you don't count anymore. But I think for OFCRA, if you're knocked out, you still do count. There's the first guy bleeding out. So we need to see an OPFOR counterattack for them to hold the zone. Looks like this bridge group noticed that going on the bridge was a bad idea, so they chose the waterway instead. Very smart, utilizing that amphibiousness to make that crossing instead of potentially going to a kill zone by this hospital. Very good call there. And we just saw, I believe, Malgren get hit by AT and knocked unconscious. So those two guys are down. Falcon has switched buildings. And now you've got Op4 and Blue 4 forces fighting over here. I believe that would be an M2 Humvee or some sort of 249. I believe that's the M2, though. And this force is now pulling back. So we need to see an Op4 counterattack for Zone 1 at this point. They have a lot of forces down. They got to be careful of any other Blue 4 forces coming around. We have this Blue 4 force as well. I think they're going to go in and try to slide into Zone 2 from the way, way back angle. And that was what I was expecting from Blue 4, to probably have something to do a massive wide flank to get into Zone 2. And Op4 just didn't commit anything to covering that one area. They committed one of the two wide flanks, but it just wasn't enough. So instead, I think they're going to commit to trying to get Zone 1. But here's the thing. If they wipe enough Blue 4, they can then steamroll whatever small group Blue 4 puts on Zone 2 and win this match early on. So we got a BTR suppressing this building now. Falcon's still looking around. You got Tackle and PHK in this one building. Laying low, but you got an Op4 group that's deploying here from the BTR, could sweep in. Valgren wakes back up from that AT round. And again, this hospital rooftop area is getting heavily suppressed. I think Blue 4's plan was pretty much to put them there, have them overwatch, potentially stop any Op4 forces coming in, and then have the remaining Blue 4 group sweep in and take the medical center. Because they have not left that building. But now you got Blue 4 garrisoning this one building here. That's FAWR. But a very slow push to actually take the objective area itself. Maybe because they don't want to get hunkered down. But they're only getting hunkered down in other buildings. You just had AT fired. It was short. These two BTRs were meeting up. Now you got one BTR firing up in this direction here as the M2 starts unloading in that direction, but it's a little off. This other BTR needs to move because that M2 will penetrate into the BTR and kill people. Another AT shot going in, takes out one BTR. That BTR had only a few people compared to that one, which has 5, but they were aiming at the static target. Now you got that one dismounted guy panically firing back, but that is the play. That's the type of play that Blue 4 needs to make to pretty much take out what Op4 has in here. Now, I think that was the only area they could have made that play, because everywhere else, we see that Op4 is fully dismounted here. Meanwhile, you got Op4 coming down over here, I think fighting PHK and Tack. You see PHK bandaging. Callie has been knocked out, but Op4 should still have their medic. Yep, Johnny over here, who is overwatching instead. And you got this BTR now driving by. Will Op4 respond with AT? No. We do have more bodies up here, too. I think Falcon or the defensive crew over here was able to snipe this one guy. But you got Falcon in the low ground again, running around. He knows. Quickly checks down that road. But these two are in here. Bro, if he were to get the high ground and just look down, he would get some great top-down shot. Oh. 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 And he's got this opening right here. Oh. 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 I can't believe I caught that. 2 for 2, baby. Double headshot. I love it. Sorry if I peaked the microphone. We're still calibrating everything, but that was amazing. Oh, that was amazing. Falcon just outplayed 2 of these dudes and top-downed them from the skyscraper. Oh, it was beautiful. 2 shots for 2 headshots. I love it. Before Tackle could even realize what was going on with his battle buddy. But yeah, no. This is why some of you always bet Falcon, right? Now, normally if Falcon was tied to a squad, he wouldn't be able to do something like this. He'd have to stick with the squad. However, because he was a fill-in under Despo, who is ground command, he's basically been allowed to just go out and do what he needs to kill Blue 4. And look at this. He might go for more here, because this is a really great spot. I think he's trying to hit Demovar there. But Demovar pulls away, but this is a really great Overwatch angle. He might quickly try to maneuver. Yep, and he's going back downstairs. So yeah, OFCRA, again, they have this script where if you utilize the base doorways, you can take that. Now, there's a Mark 11 right there. He could switch guns if he wants to. Do a little bit of combat loot. He quickly yoinks that 136. And he goes down to check on these guys, make sure they're dead. He's going to find a Maz. Maz sniping would also be a pretty good play. Yep, yeah, he's... I love him. See, this is why I like Falcon. Him and I think very, very similarly. And he's going to immediately triple time, go back up on that rooftop, I bet, and start sniping people with the Maz. As a shock weapon. Oh, man. Normally, Falcon does not perform this well, but then again, it's because of the map. Falcon has been given the full autonomy he needs to solo this objective. And he's using it. There's the shock weapon going. Just heard 2 explosions. Now, if I were him, I'd be a little more patient, wait for Blue 4 to kind of go a bit more in the open, then he can hit, but... I mean, just firing it off. He's got a lot of AT he can burn. He can also take that 136 and do the same thing. You got that UH-60 flying around. How's that rear group? Yep. So I think they're going to go for zone 2. You got the tank overwatching that other angle. It's on the railway bridge. More AT firing. Doing a little bit of damage. Now, you also have to remember, every bit of damage that's done does contribute because Blue 4 doesn't have any medics. Their medics are in that helicopter because that's a medical UH-60 because Ilvanek's a sadist when it comes to giving one-side medics, apparently. But I'm going to be honest, though. Falcon, I think, is a turning factor here because OPFOR have been losing their BTRs left and right. Ilvanek's dying in one of those BTRs, but... Blue 4's been doing a really great job of taking out elements that they fight with, but Falcon, with that marksman rifle, I've been seeing him run around this map. He's been getting those 5 or 6 kills that have been making all the difference. Because by taking out those 2 reserve guys, they now can't run in and take the zone. That reserve group was like 5 people strong, and now they're just down to PHK, who's dead, but he's still in the server. But I mean, here's 2 of them. Here's the other 2, and there's the 5th. So they all got taken out right here. I think in that firefight on that specific angle. Now you got Falcon firing. He's taking a different... Oh, he took a 249. Because of course Falcon did. And I think there are reopening wounds, so... Without the medics to stitch people, they're going to have to be dealing with those wounds all operation. So I think Blue 4 just has too much attrition damage at this point. OPFOR, though, with committing so much of their force to Zone 1, I think the best course of action for this group would be to go over there. Now you got... Okay, so these guys are down. They're from the original engagement over here between those 2 Blue 4 elements. So I think they're back here to have the medic work on them. But after that, they should think about occupying Zone 2 itself to at least allow the simple ushering in from OPFOR to go from Zone 1 to Zone 2. We have 10 minutes remaining before Zone 2 is Zone 1 is calculated for 5 points. And whoever gets Zone 1 is going to pretty much be the likely team to win. Oh, we got Vex and Skip. Are they going to go up the stairs? Yep. Here's what scares me. Vex is triple timing it right now, and they're just rushing up here. Do they not know that Blue 4 is up here? I mean, Nor picking the worst time to off-put his security, but Vex doesn't notice. What? What are you doing? How has this building not been called in as garrisoned by the enemy? They looked up at Falcon instead. How was this miscommunicated? Because Falcon has a short-range radio that goes directly to Despo, who's ground command. So how was this miscommunicated at this level? Lemur's going to go up and pop Skipu. No, he doesn't. What? And then Falcon saves freaking Skipu as more people. What is going on? This is what I mean about the failures of communication you see. And I always say, you know, in a perfect world, if we had communication for XYZ, this would be what is happening. But these are the levels of failures of communication that you see in your PvP events. Because not everything is fully communicated. Now, by the luck of people, I guess, not realizing each other's PID, even though these guys are green and these dudes are like, they're also green. They're a full green, and they're a lighter green. I guess they didn't look through the scope. Maybe at a range they look similar, which would make sense. Because they're both green, you know? You just see that and you go, oh, okay, they're probably friendly. But I forget who it was. You should not have taken your eyes off there, because the second you did, they came around. Granted, they weren't looking in your direction. They saw Falcon up there and went, ooh, that might be a bad guy. Like, you don't run up to a rooftop and then immediately look up there instead of what's in front of you on that rooftop. I want to strangle someone for that. He just bled out. Skipu could still get up here and kill Shay, because that drove other people to come out, and Falcon was able to pick him off, but what was that? That was something. That was definitely something. All right, Despo's made it into the sector. Ziki. Oh, another great name to see there. Falcon also running in. Shay holding this corner. But now you got FAWR starting to dismount and make a play here. But Falcon, I think, is going to go up and try to take that position because he has that 249. Yep. And he's on his radio because you have those TFAR animations. Skipu gets Shay. Great play by Skipu there, and that eliminates that Blue 4 group. And now Blue 4, oh, they're going to try to set up on the bridge to catch any Op4 guys pulling over. That would make sense if Blue 4 had a force to go take Zone 2 then, but I guess they're going to then pull back to get Zone 2 itself, realizing that there's a really long way to go around. But Op4 have the BTRs, so they can just amphibiously cross, so that bridge hold isn't the smartest play there. All right, Falcon making contact with Skipu. Walking up, saying, hey, how you doing? I'm pointing over there. I don't know what's over there, but I pointed to it. Now they've got this hospital to basically lock down FAWR when they try to cross, as long as they have the proper eyes on it. But, I mean, look at all the Blue 4 bodies up here. You're starting to hear those gunshots over there. Now you're going to see Op4 starting to look down in that direction. Falcon knows. He knows. Now, again, I get why the hospital team held here. Again, I think the original plan was they hold here, they cut off the QRF for Op4 coming in, and they basically hold this position to harass what was at the actual zone for the other squads to then come in and take the zone itself. The issue is Blue 4 was just too slow to maneuver because they had a lot of issues with Op4 forces being way too far, because Op4 decided to push out and have a really elongated defense instead of just holding the zone itself, and Blue 4 just wasn't planning for that. You still have that trump card over there, but I don't know what we're going to get at this point. Falcon now rearming from the other sniper, realizing that, hey, you know, he's been kicking ass here. Might as well keep it going. And as you can see, the kill feeds are still bugged, unfortunately. We'll get accuracy for vehicles, but not infantry kills. Now you got Fred Kruger, who I think was one of the two guys running into the AO from the start, knocking out Ezio. Go, Fred. I believe in you. I think Fred was an AI, because players would not move like that. So they might be, sometimes Arma's Arma. There's plenty of glitches with Arma, but sometimes a player will take a slot and then leave, take a different slot, but their AI, like, they don't despawn and they get replaced by an AI. It's weird, but that's just sometimes how it works. Regardless, back to the action here. You got Falcon picking off a few guys as they cross the street. I believe Skipu also had a hand in that. Now you got Despo on the roof. He knows he's covered because OFCRA have the neighboring roof. You got Sixor on the neighboring roof as well, taking out Gordy. Skipu getting sprayed at from the second window, but now you got Zicky on the ground floor as well. Really good player. I think he killed the guy that Ethan was dragging. Ooh, and Falcon getting another great pickoff from the high ground. That smoke was not tall enough to cover him. Look at this FAWR group. Knocked down to 4 remaining guys out of these 2 full groups. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people down to 4. And now they have to deal with CQC legend Zicky. Watch this man do work. Real quick, they're down to 3 because I think Falcon was able to pick off another guy because I heard that SVD firing again. Oh, you silly, silly bastard. If Blue 4 can hold for 3 minutes, it's 2-2 though. If they get one more kill in here, and then it's going to be OFCRA. I think OFCRA have won this, to be honest. Yes, we still have stuff on reserve. Yeah, I think Blue 4 might be able to snipe that tank, but I think this is in the bag. Yeah, Banor, someone ran right into another guy with his handgun drawn while he was sprinting, and it got really messy. Falcon using the 249 to be AAA, and he's actually making that UH-60 fly off. That's hilarious. We need to see these 3 push in. They've got about 2.5 minutes to make that play. I think they're still concerned with Overwatch. But I know Zicky is also going to be methodically clearing these positions out. Falcon would know what birds are afraid of. Yeah, Falcon, right. Hence the name. Just look at the roster. You got a full group of OFCRA. Granted, they're at about, I want to say 75% strength from that thing, but Blue 4, I want to say they're at 50. Though the numbers, even though we've been seeing Blue 4 lose a lot of guys, I think the numbers were in favor of Blue 4 in the beginning. But it's just been a pretty nasty turnaround. Now you got Falcon coming in. He's probably rocking that 249 for CQC. Yep. Now, I'm going to be honest, in a CQC environment, between the PKM, which we saw another guy rocking, I think it was Bishops, and the 249, I think I'd take the 249 because that fire rate compared to the PKP, you know for a fact by the time that PKP is whipping out its second shot, you are well into your third shot and about to fire your fourth. Andre getting knocked out. Falcon going in that 249. Push up, Falcon. There you go. There's the kill. A grenade going into that building. Falcon, run! Oh, no! See, that's what happens when you have 2 opposite groups breaching a building. They throw another grenade. Why? What are you doing? Yeah, no one really is coordinating with each other right now, but you saw that there. OFCRA have captured Zone 1. I love how Falcon literally is on his, like, 8th kill right there, and he goes down to a friendly grenade. I love it. Did Andre wake up, or did he just die? Nope, he woke up. So please, heal this man. Yeah, Ethan's gonna try to grenade so he can get out of there. And Bishops gets him. Oh yeah, I know for a fact Falcon's gonna be salty because he has a meme about every time he PvPs, he always goes down to like friendly fire or something silly like that. Please, you see him twitching. Oh, he's healing himself. That's why he's looking like that. All right. I don't think Blue 4 has the manpower to continue. Like, they got the helicopter crew, they got a dismounted group, they've got this group driving in. Zicky, yes, you notice he has physics. Zicky, I always trust to actually, like, do medical and stuff. So he'll then yell at that medic to come save Falcon. All right, he's good. Freaking friendly grenade. I'm going to have a laugh with Falcon after that one. So 5 points to Red 4. If Red 4 then takes Zone 2, it's game over. Looks like he got him bandaged up. Now, in this situation, by the way, I just want to say, Andre's doing the right thing. He's doing medical for himself first before he addresses other people. That is the right thing to do. See, because now he's bandaged up. He can now fix Falcon up. And you see, slowly the blood is disappearing. That, I think, is a Stitch animation. Usually it's either a Stitch or a pack animation based off the timer. Definitely a Stitch animation with how long that's taken. I think they're shooting up at the helicopter, yep. But now we need to see the adjustment to get to Zone 2. I mean, Op already has a group down at Zone 2. I think this is GG, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. You can't fix others if you're dead. But I would say he's in the best of hands. Again, Zicky being one of the top dogs in OFCRA. So let's look at Blue 4 here. They are literally hunting this tank. And it looks like they actually killed someone in the tank. They killed the gunner. And the driver is now driving for his life. I'm not surprised. So, in Arma 3 PvP, assets either completely overpower everything because the other side's doing stupid stuff, or they just get completely underutilized, completely misutilized, and then just get utterly screwed. So these Humvees are going to pretty much hunt down this tank. And Op4 has nothing they can do to kind of stop it. So if anything, he's just going to take this infantry group on a wild goose chase. And that's just going to, if he just goes straight north, he'll basically stop Blue 4 from going into Zone 2 and reinforcing what they have left to push into Zone 2 and take it. So I do appreciate what this tank is at least doing. It's setting itself up to get out of this area. Now that heli's got to be careful because it's really teasing the tank there. You got to remember though, they're all locked to first person. I don't know why he's slowing down though. Maybe to bandage. In which case, I'd be surprised because that means that 50 cal can pen. But yeah, no, they're literally utilizing the Huey to circle the tank to guide this group into AT, but the tank keeps then driving away. Jonathan trying to get his AT4 out. At that range, at that speed, he risks it. Overdoes it. I would not have risked it at that angle. I love how they're firing small arms at it to try to get it to stop. But yeah, no, he was turned out. That's why he was killed. Did they detrack her? They might have just detracked her. Nope, okay. I think he maneuvered the gun to the rear to cover himself, but Yeah, the Humvees are going to potentially just go away. They're needed elsewhere at this point. Falcon's back up. He poked Despo right there. It was his handler there, for lack of a better term. But now we're waiting till the 78-minute mark, because you got to remember these rounds are about an hour and a half. And I think OPFOR is just going to hold Zone 2, and it's going to be GG. Blue 4 just doesn't have the manpower. And I think that's going to be it. Anyway, I almost missed a regular hydrate there. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think the tank is doing a great job because it knows its gunner is down. What are they doing? I want to see him switch to the gunner position and snipe him. I want to see it happen. I still can't believe the gunner turned out to get on the freaking gun. That's a silly thing, but Roland is a really good player, so I think he understands that he might be dragging Blue 4 with him. And now you see Blue 4 crossing bridges here. Ooh, this could be exactly what Blue 4 wants. Yep, to snipe that BTR as it crosses. It's got Juno solo crewing. That might just be bait, in all honesty. But they're going to get a pick off with Shrimp frying. Shrimp is going to fry Juno's rice. Now, here's the deal. Juno is on the multi, so if you do !multi and click on that link real quick, you can watch Juno get his rice fried. No, they're holding defensive instead. Come on, Shrimp, go fry his rice. I just hyped this up. Also, I will admit I have been drinking without regards for any hydrate commands, so, you know. All right, here we go. Fry Juno's rice, Shrimp. All right, come on. You got this. Thank you, RGA. I appreciate it. Come on. Fry the rice. And the rice is fried. All right. You didn't need to do that, NASA, but okay. Damn. 2 AT shots, just to make sure. Now, this does pose the question, how are the OPFOR guys going to actually cross this bridge since they just heard those AT shots get fired? I think this is a great lesson on timing, though, because these forces have to stay here to keep this OPFOR force pinned. But OPFOR still has this massive force here. You just heard another AT shot fired. That was another 136. So the tank is probably going to take that bridge, go down south, and then rally with the forces here. You got the BTRs firing 14.5 millimeter up in the air. You can tell because it's staying red for a lot longer because those bullets are fired with a much higher muzzle velocity. How many rounds is this? Iceberg gets a single round of an hour and a half session. You missed it, though. Falcon's been kicking ass. Uh-oh. 1 second. Sorry. Quick sneeze. Oh, yeah, no. OFCRA, we always have a few Czech communities play. It's really fun. And yes, Falcon was brought back to life. He is somewhere in here. Here's Despo. And Falcon is doing Falcon things. He's crawling up the railway bridge. Look at him go. He's smoking his advance. What is this little chuckle fuck doing? Falcon shows violence. Yeah. Yes, he did. There he goes, gliding across because his animation hasn't caught up yet. Dude, I swear, if he solos a squad, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because it's not what Blue 4 is expecting. Blue 4, meanwhile, they're getting their other force across. Shots are going over his head. I thought he was being blue on blue there for a second. But look at those bullet patterns. I've never seen the Tracer script wave the lines around like that. Interesting. So even the Tracer script seems to be glitching out a bit, but Falcon's staying low as suppression goes over his head. Yeah, Falcon's been rocking SVD, and then he found another dead OPFOR guy's SVD, and he took the ammo from that, and he kept it. But I think in that backpack, he might also have the 249. So you still have command back here. So Blue 4 is down to the following. Their command team, which is just flip for flap, commanding from that MRAP. You got 1 squad deployed, Alpha 1-1. You got Alpha 2-1 as well in these 2 areas. And then you have 2-2, which is in the helicopter. It's a medical team that's just doing recon right now. So last second, he jumps down into the water so he can stay on that low ground, which is smart because if he jumps down right here, then he takes damage. So I think he's going to check these buildings out, possibly radio in. Yeah, he was the forward element. Zicki taking a page out of Falcon's book. He's on the radio as well, and now OPFOR is going to basically follow this Blue 4 group as they push in. Because Blue 4 has no choice but to fold in to try to take Zone 2, because again, if Zone 2 is taken by OPFOR, that will give OPFOR 5 points for Zone 1, 4 points for Zone 2, and there's no way Blue 4 can win. Because Zone 3 is only worth 3 points, and the Supremacy bonus is worth 3 points. I would say, Ilbanek, when you watch this video back, you should have done the opposite, made Zone 1 worth 3 points, Zone 2 worth 4 points. That way, with Zone 5 being worth 5 points, and the Supremacy bonus with 3 points, Zone 3 would have been the most important one. And I think that would have allowed for a little bit more of a dynamic strategy, because it just turned into whoever rushes ahead first and gets lucky enough that the enemy doesn't make the right maneuvers, wins in the beginning of the round. There's no point in playing the rest of the round when one side has the potential to win it in the first, chunk of the time. It's because of the water, the Trace is waving the same animation as the water. You might be onto something, Pluricus. That's... Yeah, no, you might be onto something there. Huh. I don't know why Arma 3 is coded in a way where the wave physics of the water affect the Tracer script of tracing bullets going through the air, but it's Arma, so of course it would have a feature like that. You know? Of course it would, but that would make sense because it was having that wave effect of these waves. God, what is this game? Here at LCPL, Liru's channel, we always find really weird things with our Dungeons and Dragons themed first-person and third-person shooter simulator. Oh my god. Arma works in mysterious ways. I swear, one of these days, Bohemia is going to buy out, Bethesda's going to buy out Bohemia just to have this game so Todd Howard can go in front of everyone and just go, it just works, everybody. This game is something, man. By the way, I'm going to show you guys something really, really cool before we index the stream. That's a weird way to put it. If you stick around to the end, I will show you something really, really cool that a team is working on. So TLDR, the emus, for example, I had those commissioned by a dev team. They're the same dev team that made the Necrophage mutants. And they've been working on a project for me for the past few months. And we finally have something good to show you. It's still going to take another few weeks before it's out. It was supposed to be out at the beginning of this month, but there were some setbacks due to some people having to take time off for IRL issues. But I have something rather interesting I want to show you guys. I already showed it to TSB, and I told them it doesn't leave the room, but I'm feeling generous. I'm going to have Devour King make a small little thing that I can upload on YouTube to show it off. VR games later tonight, Iceberg, potentially. The one issue I have right now is I have a lot of footage I need to edit, and I have to make dinner tonight, so I don't really have a lot of time today. I'm even foregoing doing a TM thing tonight because I have so much other stuff I have to do. But I know Barb would be down. I know Barb, but I don't have any drive space. Plus, I have to make dinner tonight, so I don't have a lot of time. I'll see what I can do, Ice, but again, I still have the 8:30 to run. But otherwise, let's focus back on the operation real quick. We got Falcon folding in. Blue 4 inhabiting this hill. Op4 ground command right over there. Literally a game of cat and mouse here. But everyone... See, if you are on a hill, always have people look at different directions. Because if you have everyone looking in the same direction, you're not going to notice shit like that. And I think Shrimp just noticed Despo right there. And he might be calling it out. Lining up a shot. That's going to alert Falcon, though. I love how Gaiden was firing at that fallen tree trunk first. And now I got Carrigan putting suppression shots out. Falcon, buddy, your time to shine. Did he just take one out? Yes, he did. He's got 4 people right here. Despo getting knocked unconscious. Honestly, I think by the end of this game, Falcon's going to get a double-digit kill count. I've at least seen 5 kills confirmed by Falcon. That would make number 6, but I have a feeling he's at least gotten into the double digits. Now we need to see this group come in, hit this force from the rear, and knock it out. You got Ivno up here. Falcon pulling back. I think Ivno heard those shots, and he's now looking for Falcon. No, we're on Objective 2. Objective 1's been taken. Objective 2 doesn't get cashed in until the 78-minute mark, which would be the hour and 18-minute mark, which is actually really close, right? 78 minutes? Would be 60 with 18. So yeah, 6 minutes, Op4 wins. So I think Op4's won at this point. So now it's just the cleaning up. There's Ivno taken out by the first shot from Falcon's gun. That's 7 confirmed kills. And again, I think he's gotten more. Now you got the rear Zicky leading the other few guys here to hit this hill. Op4 Falcon running around the rear side there. It's GG. 5 minutes left on the clock. Op4 has control of Zone 2 worth 4 points. Again, 5 points to take Zone 1, 4 points to take Zone 2 after certain amounts of time have passed. Zone 1's already been cashed in for Op4 at the 45-minute mark, which, you know, plus the 8-minute safe start was at the 53-minute mark for 5 points. Zone 2 is worth 4 points at the hour and 18-minute mark, at the 70-minute mark, plus those 8 points, so hour 18. Zone 3 only worth 3 points towards the end of the game, and then the supremacy bonus of if you kill all but 5 of the opposite side, you get 3 points. But Zone 3 plus that supremacy bonus is 6 versus the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points you would get on the other side. It's pretty much GG. OFCRA drinking game, take a shot every time Falcon does something significant. Again, I want to point this out for the record. Normally, Falcon is not this effective. But normally, he's not also pulled off of the leash like that. So I think Seal is firing up at Falcon. Falcon got the headshot down on that guy down there, so that brings his confirmed kill count to 8. but a little bit of red on red there because they don't know that he's operating there. And again, Falcon, the only reason he's able to do this is because he is operating as Despo's 2IC, but as a marksman, so he's not actually the 2IC, he's just the marksman being allowed to do whatever he wants. And with that autonomy, he's been able to do really, really well. And that's what we've been seeing. But OFCRA pretty much locked this area down. Sixor running down, getting into a firefight with NASA, actually knocking out and eliminating NASA there because I guess NASA ran out of ammo. Falcon putting some shots down there to double tap as well. Sixor also double tapping. That wasn't Falcon's kill though, that was definitely Sixor's. So now Falcon running down to join up with friendly forces. Sixor doing the friendly wiggle. All right, cool. I'd hate to see Falcon get friendly fired towards the end of this, but now you only have NASA. Excuse me, that was NASA who was just killed off. It's just Shrimp, who has killed a BTR with the assistance of a 136 shot by NASA. Here's the BTR they picked off that had a Juno in it. But, I mean, look at what Blue 4 has left here. Where's Blue 4 Command anyway? He's in the helicopter now, too, with that four-man force. So, I think it's GG. What do you mean, I think? It's pretty much GG. You got Seal firing up, I think, at the bodies up here, who Falcon already killed off. Shrimp now firing at Seal's position. It's GG, yeah. Now, these guys are still going to play for the PvP aspect of it, but let's see if Falcon can get confirmed kill number 9. I swear, I'm going to name this OFCRA mission why you shouldn't give Falcon autonomy in a marksman rifle. But I said it before and I'll say it again. I think Falcon was instrumental with his role here of getting so many kills. Oh, and Zicky. I think Zicky got that one. Joda was also firing, but Zicky was the closest. And I know Zicky, if he's close enough and he starts shooting at you, he will get that kill. But I think Falcon was instrumental in preventing Blue 4, especially with the reserve squad, from pushing in and taking Zone 1. Granted, Blue 4 did hold Zone 1 with FAWR, but by then, OPFOR was fully deployed in that town to stop them from pushing in. And now you're seeing a little bit of an act of desperation by Blue 4 here to rush right into the zone, because there's only 1 minute left before that point value is calculated. Now, Blue 4 still could technically get into this zone and take it with those 3 guys at the 18-minute mark, and I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. But that BTR... Oh! Damn! Quick dismount. Let the slaughter begin. Manshot immediately getting cover. Mr. White and Rick pulling away. They got 40 seconds to get into that one building, but it's not going to be enough. Their cohesion just completely fell apart. As you see Mr. White banking to get out of that AO to do a wide flank. Pogo underscore up here. I can't tell what he's shooting at. I think his shots were being disrupted by the window. Manshot not realizing where he's getting shot from, but still staying below that BTR's arc of fire. Nort here getting to a firefight with Rick. Switching to his handgun instead of reloading and gets knocked out by the 30-round rifle there. Manshot getting shot by Pogo underscore. A trade of 1 for 1 there. You see the other Vic coming in, and there we go. Captured by OFCRA, failed by Blue 4. And that other BTR is just getting picked off. You see some dismounts, but at this point, OFCRA has won. Great knockout on Smith. You need to see OFCRA starting to trickle in. Falcon's already starting to run into this AO. And you got the tank also trickling around as well. Interesting. I'm seeing some Blue 4 guys up here. I think that was the helicopter deploying everyone. Hold on, real quick. What are you doing back here? Did the Huey run out of fuel? I think they're just looting extra shit. Because they know that they're going to be in a pickle here. But there are 8 OPFOR remaining. 5 over there, 3 here. So if all 3 of these guys get wiped, then OPFOR's also gotten the supremacy bonus, which is an additional 3 points. Icing on the cake. Archangel getting flanked from above, but also flanked from the BTR and taken out by the PKM belt on the BTR's coax. You see it firing right there. 2 enemies remaining before OFCRA gets the supremacy bonus. Rick, I don't think he fired. He just waited for him to bleed out. He's looting his body. But again, this AO is now moot. You could see them pull back and get into zone 3. I'm also seeing a marker here for Murdy, but Murdy's unconscious. That's why we see it. See some friendly wiggling. They're coordinating with their forces in here. They're sweeping for the remaining OFCRA guys. So Murdy, by being unconscious, he would also still technically count for that supremacy bonus. So he needs to bleed out, and these other 2 guys need to be taken out. But Mr. White immediately banking out of the AO, which I guess makes sense because everyone got the notification to see that this objective was no longer worth it. So pulling out of an AO that's fully garrisoned by your opponent would be a smart idea. But again, OFCRA have 8 guys remaining. Technically 7 because 1's bleeding out. You got 1 guy over here. Neil might pull the body out, which he does. And double tap. Oh, did you see that head spin? Oh, that's gotta hurt. And now you got Rick caught out in the open here fighting an entire squad on his own. Crippled. There's more shots going on him as well. I think the Skipu got that shot there, and he gets the double tap with the marksman rifle. Down to 6. What that head do? Stoken, thanks for the 28-month resub, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you've been getting a nice kick out of this stream. Again, I'm going to show you guys something really, really cool in Arma 3 that we're going to be releasing in a few weeks. So, stick around. I don't agree with you, Chaos. OFCRA hasn't had the better communications. Both sides have been making a lot of communication blunders. It's just OFCRA have had better positioning of their units. But OFCRA have also had Falcon, which again, normally in an OFCRA match, individual players don't matter, but we've been watching Falcon doing some amazing solo plays because he's been allowed to by being that individual element. So Falcon's been performing at a level comparable to Ziki in the first Soviet-Afghan war op. I want to say that was 3 or 4 months ago with an OFCRA, where you had Ziki basically in the AO parachute in and get kills, I think 13 kills by the end of that scenario, because he was literally going into buildings garrisoned by Blue 4 because he was an OPFOR player, and he was just wiping them in CQC. That's why I consider Ziki like the king of CQC within OFCRA, because that man will slaughter people. Now you got Viper shooting at friendlies. That's unfortunate. See, just like that. Again, their communications haven't been on point. It's just their positioning of forces that have been winning it for them. Oh, I wish I was as good as Falcon. Like, I have his mindset, but I don't have the ability to make the shots that he does, to be perfectly honest. Mosh Pit Plays, thanks so much for the Twitch Prime. No, excuse me. The Raid. I'm sorry, I'm a little tipsy right now. What were you playing, my friend? Speaking of being tipsy, RGA. I will comply. So Blue 4 landed to pick up that remaining dude. No. Yeah, no, they picked him up. There he is, Mr. White Guy is under there. So Blue 4 is down to 4, 5, 6 players. Their best bet now is to go land on Zone 3 and hold it. They're now taking ground fire. Arma 3, what else? Fair enough, Maj. What are you doing? Zeus op, mission, scripted op, something like open worldy, like, what is it called? Mike Force? King of the Hill? Campaign? Just curious. I always like to shout out everyone that raids me and mention what they were doing, just to bring emphasis on the fact that you can pretty much do anything with Arma 3. Yeah, no, they're flying right to Zone 3. Again, the point is moot, but I see Op4 just rallying and taking Zone 3. Blue 4 is going to have a nice huzzah, but I think the final score of this round is going to be 5, 4, 3, 3. What's 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3? That's 6 plus 4, 10, 15. It's going to be 15 now. Custom CTI. Capture the intel, right? Nice. I think Adamek was actually playing, if I recall. He was somewhere on Op4, I believe. But he's dead now, which is why he's on the stream. But no, he's part of one of the Czech groups that played. You were the BTR gunner. Yep, one of many. Capture the island, that's it. For what, Anti-Stasi or just in general like a liberation server? And again, OFCRA has a lot of foreign players, guys. So we have a lot of French players, a lot of Czech players, some Polish players, everything. Czech, brah. Yeah, that was what other people were saying, not me. I was just reading what was said in chat. Yep, he's one of the Polish players. Again, I was mentioning there were a few Polish players playing. Custom scripted campaign with a friends unit, not a public server. Nice. They're just walking through the heavy rain. It's been raining on the server for a while, to be honest. Let's see, Blue 4, they deployed 2 dudes. Mr. White and Flip, while the remaining stay in the helicopter. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they're keeping the 3 dudes in the helicopter. Nubas can continue to fly. Don't get me wrong. Actually, who's flying? Bluck can continue to fly, but sending one guy down is enough to screw up the supremacy bonus if he gets taken out. So why not deploy everyone? Because all they're doing is if that helicopter gets hit by a 14.5 round that'll penetrate the hull of the chopper, the chassis, they're going to get taken out, and then it's just more of a target-saturated target. Which, to me, Tipsy makes sense, but to you guys it might not. But the point is, more people in the helicopter means more of a likelihood of the BTR sniping someone out. So why not just have everyone deployed to hold this third AO instead of keeping everyone in the chopper itself? Target-saturated target. Yeah, right? Thank you, Angel. Oh, because you're doing this. Okay. I see. And there's 4 of you that got out, which means this is going to go. God damn it. God freaking damn it. Hi, Boo. What are you doing? What? You don't know? Okay. Yeah, the weird twerking, I know. Okay. Hi. How are you? Okay. Do you? What do you want to order? Chat, what should we order for dinner? I never like ordering Korean barbecue. I feel like it's such a waste, you know? See, I would love to do Chinese, but Bloodwind doesn't like Chinese.
I'm not a fan. I just find it to be very heavy.
Pineapple pizza. Larry, go fuck yourself. You're not feeling pizza? All right. Silver Diner Burgers? Silver Diner Burgers. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go there and eat them, or you want to
I just got delivery.
strawberry pizza? I actually, you know,
Chat's weird.
if you made a sweet pizza, it probably would be good.
I've made a sweet, like, dessert pizzas,
Yeah.
but, I mean,
You
it's
know
just
how
like
they
a
do-
pastry at that point.
You know how they do like the Nutella and then they put like the banana slices on top?
Mhm.
Or they do, like I feel like that's kind of cool.
No. It's because this is a slow round where you know who the winner is based off of everything, but
So
Yep. Blame Ilbanek. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it by drinking it, you know? Yeah, let's do a bacon and blue. You put your order in. I mean, here's my wallet. Remember, when you live with a female, your wallet gets opened a lot more often than you'd like. Here.
You live with a female.
Female.
You let your females wear clothes.
Yes, I've also been showing her Star
leave
Trek
the
Next
house?
Generation, and she's been taking it to heart.
Oh, no, I've watched Deep Space Nine. I know how the Ferengis act. It's fine.
Also, chat says hi.
Oh, hi. Percy. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, there are Ferengi.
No, they mention it in season 1 as well. We're on season 1 for Next Gen because she wanted to watch it.
I've never
but
watched it before. I've watched the original with Kirk and Spock and Blake, and then I've watched Deep Space
Greetings,
Nine.
Borderlands 2 Birdie. She actually picked that name before she knew who Bloodwing was, and I showed it to her, and then she,
sad.
she got really sad about that.
I didn't change it because I like the name. I like Bloodwing as a character.
I walked her through that. It was fun. Her reaction when the bird's head exploded.
I'm just gonna.
Ow, hey, stop it. Why are you swiping your credit card? No, it's my credit card on my cheek. What are you doing?
Because you're priceless.
Oh, that was actually kind of cute. Okay. Thank you. So Blue 4 is doing a last stand. They've already lost, but Op 4 is going to basically encircle and eliminate them all.
Okay.
And we're going to watch for content. Content. She did quote DS9, but they also say that similar quote in Next Gen in Season 1 when they encounter the Ferengi.
Yeah, no, I have a question for chat. Why is it that Next Gen is so fucking horny?
Yes, Season 1 is very horny.
Why is it so horny?
It's very horny in Season 1.
It's like Captain Kirk was like the only person that was kind of horny in the original series, and then like I got hit with Next Gen, and I was like, why does everyone want to fuck each other like so hard? And some people do fuck each other like so hard.
Well, actually, it was the 80s when Next Gen came out. It was like 87 or something.
Everyone
88.
was horny in the 80s? Is
Yeah,
that why there were so
pretty
many
much.
babies?
The 60s, baby. Well, 60s was original series. Next Gen was 87.
Yeah.
Season of Love.
It's very 80s.
It's very horny.
It's very 80s. Klingon ridges for
For her pleasure, yes.
Wait, does that mean that like the Klingon females' vaginas are ringed? Are ribbed? Is that why
Okay.
it was so intense for
You know what?
Riker?
We're about to see the PvP begin here. Let's get off of Klingon vagina and
I can't talk about horny Star Trek. Come on.
maybe later.
That's great content. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right, Falcon's leading the charge here. He's being cautious about this. AT takes out that BTR 80. Actually, that could be a 70. Yes, because we're getting a little serious here. All right, so we're down to 6 people. Now 5, which means Op4 has the 3 points for the supremacy bonus. And it's just the beginning of the end. Thank you, Boo. Ask you to go make the order for dinner. If you're not going to make the dinner, you're going to order it. Do. Oh, she's giving me the death stare. Please don't. Actually, I run the audio through this now, so I think that negates it. No more buzzing microphone. Don't twist the top! Actually, that affects how much I hear myself in the microphone based off of its current setting. Please, no. There's only so much of my own voice I can take. Pogo underscores down. Oh, I'd love for you to play with my sausage.
Didn't you say we were not talking about horny Star Trek?
Well, yeah, that was horny Star Trek. This is horny Liru.
Now you want to live long and prosper.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do, Bloodwing. Look, about to kill Sir over here. No, he doesn't notice, Sir. Okay. My luck's hurt. Tipsy Liru, stop. Because that was funny. Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do find you hysterical. All right, Viper gets him. No, you're not allowed to hydrate. Because when you do it, I literally get waterboarded. Rigel taking out Doyle. Shut up. Go order the damn food, you harlot. You're a harlot. You're a shoe. You're a towel. Bloodwing, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, tank is now being solo crewed, and we just saw it fire around, but by then it's a bit too late. We got 3 people left. 4 people left, actually. As Rigel now covers the southern corner. Falcon doing his best to pick off Nubas. Misses the shots. Nubas going evasive. Yes, I did, Angel. Don't you worry. Cobalt giving me another regular hydrate. Hey, Boo. If we're doing, if we're ordering, can you put the bean soup back in the freezer? Thank you, Boo. I'll do it in 5 minutes otherwise. We got Parthius up here, excuse me. He's got an ACOG. He's trying to pick off who he can. Falcon's on the adjacent tower there, I think, in cover right now because he's trying to fold in. He's engaging flip for flat, blue for command. Am I a girl? No. Bloodwing is, though. What, Boo? Of course you're a pretty girl. Not like SpongeBob. I'm more so I wouldn't have bought a house with you if you weren't pretty. No, I do remember that scene. I'm just clarifying. It's more of a chowder scene, let's be honest. Both of them do it. All right, AT going into the towers here. Looks like Parthius was knocked out. Rigel coming around to breach. Gets Viper, but Sir takes him out because Rigel took too long, and now he's doing the stanky leg there. Still going. All right, it reset, and his leg is now like... Ouch. Bacon blue, yes, Boo. Keep the tomato this time. Medium, please. Anything that's ground beef, of course. Yeah, medium would be the best temperature. To just make sure it's fully cooked. Yeah, but, well, people are wrong. Oh, there's a little tunnel down here that they're driving the tank through. That's cute. And a regular hydrate. Again, I will be showing something off at the end of the stream, which I think you guys are going to like. Ezio got picked off. How's our man Falcon? Our man Falcon is dead! Oh! I don't know how many kills he got. I think it was 8 confirmed, maybe a few more, but good for him. I know, Falcon. We got some great clips out of you. And there's the mission ended. There we go. Perfect score on Op 4. Nothing for Blue 4. 2 guys remaining to 15. It was to be expected. All right. How am I going to do this? Let me tab out real quick. Gonna pause the music. Where's my downloads? Perfect. All right, let me go ahead. Kill Arma 3. Kill my TeamSpeak. I always like to follow up with my promises here. There's my goat, of course. Now, let me go to... Bah. Of course I'll take a milkshake. All right. I know. All right, 1 second. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. More will come in the weeks to follow. But cheers, and have a good one.